You see, I knew the.
Oh my god, dude, the dog whistle! So if you are not from the South and don't recognize animal noises, that was the sound of a raccoon. That noise was a raccoon call. And then it's a half-second flash, blurred and shaking of Shark 300. Just snuck in there. You'd have to be super in the know on the dog whistle to know what this is. Dude dog whistled calling shark the sea slur. Well, everybody, finally, there has been a content creator on this godforsaken platform brave and original enough to call out two content creators that, frankly, just don't get enough, you know? Just not enough people making content about them, you know? Like, I think they've had a pretty significant underrepresentation of content made about them considering their heinous crimes. Those individuals, of course, being Vosh and Keffels, good friends of mine, and also war criminals. And also apparently raging racists. I didn't know this, but apparently they're both very, very racist. According to this video, when you're racist but rainbow emoji by foreign man in a foreign land, this video came out 2 days ago and has gone super freaking viral. Now, I already took a look at some stuff about this video. I haven't watched it, but I did look at this guy's channel, and I did get a few things spoiled for me. Apparently this guy shouts out FD Signifier, Noah Sampson, Professor Flowers, and is friends with DJ Mule. So, like, just right off the bat, you know what this is. You know this is another one of those, like, shithead video essayist libs, or maybe leftists, I don't even know, making a video about how the video essayists are evil to bank off of how many easy clicks that brings. We all know what it is. Noah Sampson did it. FD Signifier did it. Thought Slime did it. We could go down the list. You mean Debate Bros? Sorry. I'm high right now, okay? There always seems to be another one of these, like, video essayist people making a video about how Debate Bros are the worst, and they're evil, and they're bad, and then it becomes this big discourse, and everyone's like, oh, this video makes some good points, but then it turns out the video makes awful points, and it also turns out it shouts out and supports people who are just downright awful, right? So I just kind of knew what this was going to be going in, until I scrolled down on the channel and saw a video that stood out to me as kinda sussy-wussy. Here it is. The sassification of black men. This video stood out to me as weird. Because the video that we're about to watch implies that Keffels and Vosh are racist white people who use their gayness as a shield. And this video seems to be taking issue with black men in media being, by their own choice, like, presenting in ways that are less traditionally masculine. And it started to click for me. Hold on a second. This guy is one of those hotep dudes. This guy thinks that white leftists and white liberals are using the LGBT agenda to weaken the black community by making its men more weak and feminine, by turning them gay or trans. I'm pretty sure that is the level of political belief that we're engaging with here. Have you not run into these people, by the way? They're pretty common on Twitter these days. Tariq Nasheed is a big pusher of this, but obviously the most extreme example. But the idea that, like, gayness or effeminateness is, like, weakening black men and thus weakening the black community against, like, racism from white people is not an uncommon homophobic conspiracy theory. Like, it's actually very common. So common that if you're watching this right now and you're black, you've probably heard it from a family member. That idea, like an uncle or like an aunt or a grandpa, dad, something like that. Pretty common. Like, you've almost certainly heard it from a family member, probably an older one. Probably a guy. But this video dropped on YouTube a couple days ago, and it's gotten quite a bit of views. It's actually one of his most viewed videos, despite only coming out 2 days ago. It's almost like making videos about how video essayists, video essayists making videos about how Debate Bros bad is easy views, clicks, and money. Who would have thought? Like, it is really wild how there's, like, more of a market in left-wing content creation in that sphere, in the video essayist sphere, making videos about other lefty figures that are not woke enough than there is in, like, criticizing conservatives. That's really what tells you right off the bat, like, how fucked that side of the left is. When you go to one of these channels and you look at all their other videos, okay. Neo-slavery. Okay, that seems like, okay, the neo-slavery of tourism. That sounds like an interesting topic. Cool. Okay, 106,000 views in 3 months. Damn, the Vosh video has already destroyed that in 2 days. A video that has the N-word in the title for some reason, so I'm not going to read it, about black fetishization and porn, I would guess. 133k views in a month, but the Vosh video's on track to beat that. Okay. How Fat Went Black, about, I don't even know what this would be about, but 75,000 views. Covering Andrew Tate, only 89,000 views. I'm not criticizing his viewership. He can cover what he likes. I just think it's interesting that these content creators' audience is less interested in content going after conservatives or discussing leftist issues. They're much more interested in a drama video on two lefty video, or not, I keep saying video essayists when I mean debate bro. Two video, or lefty debate bros they don't like. It's weird how these video essayists, their biggest videos are always the call-out videos on debate bros. Isn't that weird? Those are always their biggest videos, and that's not their fault. That is not their fault. I'm not criticizing them for that. I'm pointing out that's their audience. That's what their audience wants. And I think you guys are going to have to notice that, or realize, I guess, that as time goes by, and as these, like, video essayist sphere of the left realizes there's more money and clicks to be made in shitting on other lefties who don't pass their purity test or aren't in their clique, you're going to be seeing a lot more videos like this. And a lot less videos from video essayists about leftism, about progressive policies, about dunking on reactionary thought. You've noticed that, right? How much it feels like lately these video essayists are just making, like, drama videos now? Like, every month now, it's a new video essayist making a drama video where they started off by saying, I really didn't want to make this video. Meanwhile, if you click on their video tab and sort by most popular, it's their most popular video. So, what I find interesting is my largest videos are about politics. They're about, like, the alt-right and how to combat it. My largest video is about me falling down the alt-right rabbit hole and how I got out. I don't know what Vosh's biggest video is, but I guarantee it's about dunking on conservatives. And I'm sure it's the case for Demon Mama. I'm sure it's the case for Keffels. So it's interesting to me that if you look at our audiences want to see us dunk on right-wingers. They want to see us dunk on conservatives and advocate for progressivism. Those are the videos that do the best. We don't actually do all that well with infighting content. When I do infighting content with, like, other lefty content creators, I get shit for it. I lose subs. I get dislikes. I get hate comments. I get people commenting shit in defense of the creator I called out with, like, the most deranged excuses for the content creator ever that make it obvious they don't even know what that content creator they're defending did because they didn't watch the video. It never does well on our end of things to start shit or even defend ourselves against these content creators. I called out Lance from the Surfs for calling the victims of Illuminati's abuse malicious liars, and Lance made multiple videos where he just neglected to acknowledge that's what I was criticizing him for, just conveniently forgot to mention I criticized him for that, and proceeded to talk about, like, previous beefs we had in his responses to make it so people would not watch my videos about him defending an abuser. And then he made his apology video about defending said abuser, but never owned up to the fact that I called him out for that, and he never, like... It's a whole clique of people that engage in the same type of behavior. For some reason, they seem to have a bone to pick with this part of the left, the debate bro side. I don't know what it is. I guess it's because they find their audiences, you know, this is what they want, I guess. But it's really weird. Unrelated, but did you know that Cat Black is a featured channel on the official YouTube account? Yeah. Listen, it's okay if you're a woman if you sexually harass a man, okay? It's no one cares. No one gets upset about that. Not even big corporations, especially not big corporations. Essence of Thought makes hit pieces on Zan and Vosh too. Yeah, wait, Essence of Thought made a hit piece on me and Vosh? That's crazy. Really? Oh wait, is Essence of Thought... Wait, is that... Oh yeah, I know who that is. Oh, I was thinking of a different YouTuber. Oh yeah, this person's deranged. Okay. Yeah, I know who that person is. Yeah, they hate me. They accused me of being like... I don't know, like murdering trans people or something. That was a little drama. My dad told me the feminizing black men conspiracy, then I came out as trans femme. Based! Alright, let's watch this video. Apparently it's super over-edited. That was the warning I got going into this, is that there's no substance to anything he says, because it's all, like, clipped out of context shit and, like, dirt dug up by Nazis and misquoted to make lefty figures look bad and lefties fall for it. So it's, like, super obnoxiously over-edited, because there's nothing to say.
This video is brought to you by Ground News. From bona fide celebrities like J.K. Rowling.
From what I know about J.K. Rowling, she's to have an abusive husband,
Jesus.
I believe, didn't she? And, like, for those reasons, I think she's kind of using that as an excuse to sort of project that same sort of danger that she had from her husband.
Oh, cool. We get to see all the leftist YouTubers that did interviews with this guy for the hit piece. Like, this is like a perfect list of content creators that you know are bullshit before they even come out with their cringy takes, because they've collaborated with this guy on this video. So I guess Munecat is, I don't know if this is like a podcast clip or this is an interview clip, but I think this is an interview clip.
And onto trans women.
And Dave Chappelle.
They've canceled people that are more powerful than me. They canceled J.K. Rowling. My God, J.K. Rowling wrote all the Harry Potter books by herself.
I hope we're not defending
Man just
Dave
said
Chappelle.
J.K. Rowling cancelled. Like that's supposed to mean any... Hold on. How much...
I like his... I really like his accent. I wish he wasn't posting cringe here, because I would absolutely love to watch this guy do other content. Like, he sounds pleasant to fucking listen to. He's got a good, like, narration voice.
did J.K. Rowling make last year? I just want to know.
Yeah, it's ASMR.
I just want to know. How much did J.K. Rowling make last year?
So we're starting the video off with something that implicitly... This dude is also a Jai orbiter, or Jai. So for those that don't know, Jai is a black Twitter user who started a massive drama on Twitter because they were, I believe they were, it was because of the Brianna J thing, right? It was because of the Brianna J thing, right? Where Jai was saying that doing the hashtag say her name thing for Brianna J is racist because that belongs to people of color or whatever. Yeah, okay. So this guy's a Jai orbiter. She was pack watching Eden. Wait, Jai was pack watching Eden. Oh yeah, yeah, Jai is like one of the people harassing Eden's friends. Yeah. So like we really are dealing with like the biggest pieces of shit you can possibly imagine who have this veneer of like super soft wokeness for their video essays. They over edit the fuck out of it. This is basically going to be a repeat of the Noah Samsen thing. Apparently like this guy shouts out Noah Samsen, and literally, funnily enough, I've been told this guy shouts out Noah Samsen's video, which was like Noah Samsen's crack at this thing. Noah Samsen's video was so bad and so full of lies that Vosh brought him on stream to debate. He walked back everything and took the video down for a month because it was getting brigaded. And then he put the video back up. And now I'm still getting hate raid comments on my video that he was responding to in that video to this day. He put it back up a month later after everyone forgot about the video being full of lies and him walking back everything and acknowledging he knows it's lies and bullshit. So, yeah, you need to understand through all of this, no matter how agreeable he may seem on certain things, and I'm sure he will be. Like, so far, no issues, okay? No issues so far. However, know what this is all in service of. We've dealt with this a million times. This is business as usual. Another lefty content creator who's very good at painting their narcissism in a nice little bow has come along to take another crack at getting 1 million views on a hit piece on the evil, bad Debate Bro streamers who are actually racist.
I wish I was canceled, Dave.
She said gender was a fact.
The fall of Dave Chappelle hurts, dude. I don't want to harp on it long because I want to get this video, like, on with. We're not going to be able to watch all this because it's so fucking long. But, like, I did like Dave Chappelle's humor. Like, there was definitely some shit that, like, I don't think aged very well. I think his quote about how he felt like some people were laughing at him and not with him when it came to some of his racial humor was a good point. And it was really sad to see a comedian like Dave Chappelle, who's so good at making good racial humor and acknowledging the negative effects that racialized humor can have, even if it's funny and even if you think that everybody understands that the joke is making fun of the absurdity of racism, that you have to understand every audience member is interpreting it differently. Like, that was a very woke and good take that Dave Chappelle had back in the day, and now he's just shut his brain off on this issue because I guess he's convinced that, like, trans people are whatever. Anyway, I will say, I think this guy is probably not, like, part of the hotep feminizing gay men or feminizing black men and making them gay is making black people weaker crowd, because he's going after Dave Chappelle here, who is defending J.K. Rowling, who is being transphobic. So it seems like he's pro-trans, at least, you know, overtly. He's still, like, in the Jai orbit, and he's still, like, you know, a piece of shit, but still. Now he's not a hotep? Okay, cool. Good to know. I don't know anything about this guy going in other than his, like, thumbnails and titles.
And then the trans...
What's fucking crazy, too, is how many times have you seen this crowd taking a thumbnail and title of a Vosh or Keffels or Demon Mama or one of my videos and posting it when, like, the title and thumbnail are very obviously a joke or clearly over-exaggerated, and then taking it dead serious. And yet they'll make videos with titles like what I'm about to show you here, and you hear nothing about how it's problematic. Look at this title, dude! Could you imagine if I named a video this? Could you fucking imagine how Joger? I just mixed Jover and Ogre together. How Joger it would be for me if I named a video this. Yeah, it's so Joger. What if I named a video this? Could you imagine how Jover it would be for me? What if I made this video? I feel like calling Candace Owens a pick-me would have me fucking dogpiled, dude. Some of the stuff's not bad. What did Snoop do? I actually don't know what this is. I might watch that one just because I'm curious. There was another video that was like... This one was weird. How Rihanna turned assault into success. This video could be about how Rihanna was abused, but didn't allow it to destroy her life and continue to live a successful, proud life after it. Or it could be a video about how Rihanna is a lying, evil, duplicitous woman who demonized a black man and called him an abuser for her own benefit. You honestly can't tell based on the thumbnail. Here's the thing, though. If I made a title or thumbnail that vague, the amount of Twitter threads freaking out over it would be unending, dude.
The community got mad. They started calling her a TERF. Trans people make up words to win arguments. TERF is an acronym. stands for trans exclusionary radical feminists. This is a real thing. This is a group of women that hate transgender. They don't hate transgender women.
He's really turned his brain off too.
But they look at trans...
Like on this issue, on trans people, like Dave Chappelle's thought process, as he explains it, is notably dumber than his thought process as he explains it on a joke about race. Or a joke about gender. Like generally, like men and women, like he'd talk about that kind of thing. Or just non-racial jokes too. He's not as well known for it, but obviously not all of Dave Chappelle's comedy was about race. He did a lot of different sketch. I'm sorry, I got the weed burn in my throat. He did a lot of different sketches and skits that weren't necessarily predicated on the joke being about race or stereotypes. So, like, he is a smart guy insofar as his ability to construct a narrative for humor, but it feels like when somebody stumbles across transphobia, they just think that saying something transphobic is a good enough joke and like, that's it. Like these boomer comedians have just caught up with, like, attack helicopter memes, and they think it's literally gut-busting. My pronouns are get a job!
Trans women, the way we blacks might look at blackface. It offends them. Like, don't doing an impression of me.
You see, I knew the strong with him as soon as he said blacks. I'm not surprised that he said. I'm not surprised.
Dave Chappelle will often talk about the queer community and then say, well, I'm a black man, I understand marginalization, but then we'll like say some transphobic stuff and we'll say, well, I understand marginalization, I get it, but then these trans people are like, they're... You know.
Bro, Jesse Gender jumping on the you can't say hashtag say her name for Brianna J shit was such a downer. Ugh. That was the worst. Yeah, she joined the cringe brigade on the Brianna J stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, this was also the sphere that went after Shark. That was the last big drama that happened, by the way, was the people going after Shark and calling him the C slur and calling him racist. This is the same sphere. It's just another content creator doing it, but they're all friends. They're all in the same sphere. They're all a big circle. He mentioned Shark in this video, just wait. Yeah, dude. Like, why do we have to keep pretending these people aren't pieces of shit? Like, I need to make it very, very clear that I have absolutely no respect for any of these people. I do not care what they think about me. I don't care if he thinks I'm racist, because I hate all these people. I hate this entire sphere of content creators at this point. They're blatantly dishonest. The patterns of their behavior have indicated that they're only doing this because they recognize the most click-grabbing content that they can make for their audience in that sphere is anti-debate bro content. It's why so many of them have switched over to just, like, practically doing drama videos. You know, funnily enough, lately, I have found myself doing more hardcore, like, hardline politics than ever lately. My last couple segments that I did were on Republicans pushing or blocking legislation from Democrats to solidify rights to access to contraception. Because right now, Republicans are engaging the next phase of their plan, which is going to be dissolving all federal protections for access to contraception rights. You don't hear these content creators talking about that. Nothing that's topical or currently happening in electoral politics because it doesn't get the clicks. But they will make a drama video. None of them are making videos about, like, the fact that literally 4 days ago in Detroit, the air quality was so bad, it was the worst in the world. I made a video about that. I made a video about Detroit's air quality 4 days ago being the worst in the world. These content creators are making drama videos where they call Debate Bro streamers racist because it's what gets them clicks with that audience. You know what community it is that follows them. It's the little soft ooh-woo woke scold community off Twitter. Some of them are from Tumblr. A lot of them are on YouTube. You know what sphere it is. And at this point, I'm sad to say, it's become a pretty loud and significant aspect of the online left. Like, this video has 111,000 views in 2 days. Rewind, you missed the shark part?
An acronym. Stands for trans exclusionary radical feminists. This is a real thing. This is a group of women that hate transgender. They don't hate transgender women, but they look at trans women the way we blacks might look at blackface. It offends them. Like, don't doing an impression of me.
You see, I knew the...
Oh my god, dude. The dog whistle. So if you are not from the South and don't recognize animal noises, that was the sound of a raccoon. That noise was a raccoon call. And then it's a half-second flash, blurred and shaking of Shark 300. Just snuck in there. You'd have to be super in the know on the dog whistle to know what this is. Dude dog whistled calling shark the sea slur. I need you guys to understand how patently fucking evil these people are. That was a joke for those that are in the know. That was a joke for those that are in the know who already hate shark and would see that and pause it and rewind it and be like, yeah, he knows, yeah, he knows. But if you just don't know who he is, you just think it's a random edit and wouldn't think of anything of it. He's comparing Shark to Dave Chappelle while dog whistling? Yeah. That's why it's over-edited. They're Easter eggs. Dude, it's so fucking cringe and dishonest, bro. I'm so glad that we've finally gotten to the point where I no longer have people in my community that I feel I need to make the case for, you know? Like, at this point, the pattern of this type of thing happening has become so obvious and evident to, like, anybody who's willing to look at it with an unbiased view that I don't need to, like, break this down to the same extent I had to back in 2019 to explain why this is, like, not just wrong, but the person who's making this video is a bad person for making it. Like, that was a point I really had to argue back in the day. But now you guys know that this is an entire clique of people who have gone so far as to, like, attack the friends of a trans woman who committed suicide, to harass people for using a hashtag meant to support and bring awareness to a trans woman who is murdered. Like, now they don't have any ground to stand on to try to claim moral superiority anymore. After a while, they make the argument for you, yeah. And their associations make it clear. How are you going to call me racist when you're friends with a guy who is pack-watching a trans woman and waiting for her to kill herself? How are you going to call me transphobic or racist or a bigot?
Strong with him as soon as he said blocks. I'm not surprised that he said. I'm not surprised.
Dave Chappelle will often talk
And of course, Jesse Gender is on board with this stuff. Can we see, like, if there's anything here it's, like, substantive?
The internet icons like Vosh.
Just say,
Whew, wow. And careful.
Damn, we're going full, like, we're going full like unironic, like cartoonishly dishonest here. What's the Coolsville sucks? No, you edited that to make it say. No, I didn't say Coolsville sucks. You edited that to make it look like I said Coolsville sucks. Like he's unironically doing the Coolsville sucks bit from that live-action Scooby-Doo movie. That's actually what's happening here. Oh my god, this is so good. It's actually like a cartoon. Oh my god, can we watch that clip? Hold on.
What you're saying is, it's all downhill for Mystery Inc.
No! Hey, you're doing that thing again where you take everything I say out of context. You're trying to make it look like I think Coolsville sucks. No! Don't record that!
All Fred Jones had to say was,
I think Coolsville sucks.
in light of
Unironically, what's happening here? Actually, unironically, what's happening here?
See what that tender queers are. I don't take it back. I don't take it back. They are.
There's a legion of case studies that demonstrate a pernicious principle.
By the way, what Keffels means when she says tender queers is like the community that this guy is part of that like will call you transphobic while celebrating the suicide of a trans woman they don't like. That's what she's talking about here. How like, oh god, I hate dealing with videos that are like, this is very much in line with the DJ Mule video, where it's so hard to engage with because he knows that his audience has not watched a single video from any of the creators he's covering, so all he has to do is just lie as blatantly as possible. No one's going to check. Like, no one's going to check. If any of this guy's fans watch this video, they are not going to comment, like, after watching the video. They're going to comment the second they see the thumbnail and the title. Yeah, Keffels is based incorrect. BuzzFeed feminism covering the man. This was made somewhat like quickly, considering we've got the toxic gossip train in there, which just won't fucking get out of my head. Get it out! Get it out of my head! I'll be in the shower and I'm just like, God damn it! And I'll just get so mad at myself because I'll just realize that shit's stuck in my head, dude. God, get it out, bro. Get it the fuck out. How I've used the black card. What? The black card? Okay, alright, hold on. As a whitey, I need to be educated here. I'm gonna sit my white ass down and listen.
We're discussing today. What is marginalized privilege? And how do we address it as progressives? And I got a star-studded cast of guests that are local to the communities that are being critiqued, rather than me, the sisters of het black men, doing an inter-community criticism.
Wait, he's pretending like that list of people are part of the group he's criticizing? This is like controlled opposition, too. I like the controlled opposition that these videos will do. Like when FD Signifier brought Merrick in for an interview and then lied to her about like what the video was going to be. And I assumed that Merrick knew what that video was going to be going in, and I got upset at her. But then I ended up talking to Merrick, and Merrick's like, no, FD Signifier, like, the video was a shitty hit piece. I did not know that, like, my talk with him was going to end up contributing to that. And I was like, oh, shit. So, like, they'll literally do controlled opposition to make it look like they're fair by being like, no, look, here, I'm going to platform some people who are on the side I disagree with. And then it's like somebody who has been lied to about the, like, circumstances of the video, or somebody who is not part of that community, like Jesse Gender.
But I can criticize this. My experience of weaponizing marginalization as a black man myself. Now, if you are familiar with this channel, I have called, I'm sorry, we need to talk about the white slander. I have called white people skeet-colored, sun-dodging, paper-impersonating people. The list goes.
No one cares. It's funny. Okay? I'm gonna be honest, all right? There's no feasible harm that comes from jokes that are racist at the expense of white people. Let's be completely honest. It's not true the other way around. If we're talking about jokes in regards to black people, Asian people, Hispanic people, but if you're making jokes about crackers and pasty white cum goblins or whatever the fuck, it's funny. And it's actually even funnier because there's no way realistically that can actually materialize into a genuinely, like, negative, like, system, right? Like, obviously you've got, like, the hoteps that go on rants about how, like, we, you know, there should be, like, an ethno-state. We need to, like, relocate white people. That's, I think, harmful because you're advocating for real beliefs, even if I don't think they're realistic. But, like, I don't think racial jokes at the expense of white people are bad. I think they're completely fine. There's, like, no scenario I can think of where it has a bad outcome. I feel like this is supposed to I feel like this clip is supposed to be him coming off as reasonable. Because nobody in this sphere thinks Mayo Monkey, Seaman Goblin, Snow Roach, I'm trying to think of more slurs for white people. Snow Yeti, Honky, Vanilla Gorillas, thank you, Melanin Deficient, Ghost, Mayo. Okay, like, none of these are, like, harmful. They're just funny. That's really all it is at the end of the day. They're just funny. But if you make those jokes about black people, there's going to be a fair amount of people in the audience, even if you are black, making those jokes. There's going to be some people in the audience that are going to run with a different interpretation than what I think you intended, right? Not so much the case with humor at the expense of white people. It's different.
Goes on. I've said things that will be read back to me in the court that decides whether I go to heaven or hell. And all that I could hope for is that my family gets a discount for my funeral, because I know ain't no way I going to heaven. And I would blush if I found out that they spend so much money just for me to go to hell. Even if God himself is up there smoking and getting they ate, it don't matter. But there's one thing I did. that truly demonstrates how marginalization could be weaponized. And that was my most popular video at the moment, Asiaphobia in the Black community. I vividly recall my heart dropping into my after I uploaded this video and I saw the sign that YouTubers fear the most, the limited monetization sign.
Wait, is he censoring the N-word there? Wait, is that Yell him censoring the N-word? Dude, okay, listen, all right? Obviously, if you're black, you're allowed to say the N-word as much as you want. But is it ever... Listen, and I know I'm white and I'm saying this, but hear me out. Do you ever get weirded out if somebody, like, if even a black person just says the N-word, especially with the hard R, like, weirdly often? Weird. Like, 2 titles that I've read from this guy have the hard R N-word in them, and it's like, why is that necessary? I get what you're doing, but it just feels like you're trying to be edgy by using the N-word, but you're black so you can do it, but you're just doing it to be edgy. It feels. You didn't have to do that. Like, these titles, like, I feel like it's supposed to be, like, a false, like, faux edginess, you know what I mean? N-word philia? Like, you could have just made it the black fetish, could have been the name of the video, right? And then there's the other one down at the bottom that was, like, the commodification. You could have just made it the N-word. I don't know, it just feels weird. I don't know why, but it feels weird. It's just a little sus, just a little weird, you know? Just makes me feel a little odd. It's tactical, Zan? Well, he gave Vosh shit for being tactical before.
Close to home and near the bone, because they belong to our very community. Yeah, it's time.
So people over here might occasionally say whatever. Okay, I'll take people saying and supporting class emancipation, then I will taking them saying not supporting class emancipation.
Yeah, I'm doing gay ops on tender queers.
My favorite thing that, like, this sphere will do is, like, flash a bunch of out-of-context clips to try to make it seem like I'm doing gay ops on tender queers. God, such a good quote. This is literally, like, from, if I remember correctly, like, basically a whole rant where Vosh breaks down his perception of how the left currently operates as a social space, where you've got the broader left that are people online that hold ostensibly progressive values, the more, like, hardcore, politically tuned-in left, and then you've got, like, the baby-brained, like, woke scoldy left. So I guess, I've multiple times had, like, woke scolds get mad and try to make fun of me for explaining this dichotomy. It's weird. It's like they get mad at you for metagaming politics. Like, yeah, no, I'm calling out what I see. You're not allowed to... Like, you can't just get mad at me for calling out your bullshit, you know? Zan, I think it was the video called The Problem with the Online Left, if that's what you're saying. Yeah, and that video is pretty good. I remember that one. I think I watched that while I was, like, grinding Classic WoW back like, a couple years ago or something. That was fun.
Not supporting class emancipation.
Yeah, I'm doing gay ops on tender queers. I'm encouraging my followers to make pit crew accounts and infiltrate.
Wait, I like how he's taken this clip from her stream and zoomed it in and put a clown emoji over the webcam so you can't see the movement, and then put a filter over it to make it sound like it's a tapped phone call that's been leaked and not a clip from her stream that is public. Like, you guys noticed that, right? Like, this is a clip from her stream that he's, like, very purposefully, deceptively editing to make it look like it's a leaked phone call. Like, some sort of, like, wiretap leak of her, like, letting all the evil secrets out or something. Like, that's literally how dishonest what we're dealing with is here. Like, you could see, he purposefully put the emoji over the camera so you can't see her talking, and then just put this still image in, zoomed in, of her stream so you wouldn't see movement, and then put a filter over it that makes it sound like she's talking over a phone. Makes it sound more sinister? Well, the music in the filter makes it sound sinister. The intention of the filter is to make it sound like this was, like, secretly recorded audio and not a clip from her stream. Did we get to the part where he shills for Jai yet? You gotta timestamp that shit. All right, cool. Let's watch.
Tender queer Twitter.
So I've said this before. This is not new. This shouldn't be surprising to anyone who watches my content. I say the N-word sometimes in private.
Based.
Once they catch wind of the plan, they're going to all become incredibly suspicious of pit crews and they will eat each other alive.
If you're a white dude, listen over here. This is the circle for white dudes who really love saying nigga. They love saying, they're like, I'm out. Okay, this is where they are, okay?
Does it matter which pit crew? No, just use a random one. But the more diverse, the better. Like, make it like a black butch lesbian.
The cornbread.
I love the fucking music and editing, dude. It's so fucking wild, bro. Okay, to be fair, why'd he say that? I don't think he actually said the N-word there, though, did he? Even if he did, it's tactical, you know? God, no, he didn't. Oh, so he just edited, like, a little bruh there to make it sound like he did? Soft A, but he did? Okay, he said it with the soft A. That's still the N-word, though.
Tube versus white bread. Whole wheat bread. Baguette bread tube saga has been plagued with a few names, but none as incendiary as Vosh. What the devil? Y'all saw that? Easily one of the forerunners of the debate brosphere. And listen, it's impossible to deny his indelible effect on the online left. That being said, he has employed many misogynies and tactical bigotries.
The J.K. Rowling tweet. And the same clip that he used before. The crazy thing is, these people have 3 clips they toss around, all of them originating from Nazis. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of, like, a story time, okay? And I think this is where we'll wrap up this segment, because I think it really illustrates why this has been such a big issue, okay? I'm going to give you guys a bit of a story time. I'm going to tell you guys about what I noticed in the political sphere when BreadTube started to blow up. Particularly when I saw people like Destiny, Vosh, and other, like, debate bro streamers really getting big. So, go back to 2019 when I first started doing political content. I was coming off a couple years of having been a reactionary, watching anti-SJW content and being very tapped into political internet culture and very aware of the fact that conservatism was the dominant political ideology online at the time. But after the Christchurch shooting, and after a couple of viral videos that really took the internet by storm about this type of radicalization, we started to see a big push in the other direction. A big part of this was Destiny. At the time, Destiny was really blowing up because he was debating back-to-back some of the largest far-right figures in the space. And in a lot of cases, you could literally see the social blade hit to the sub count of certain conservative YouTubers after debating Destiny. Like, that is how badly it would hurt these right-wing figures when they would engage. And the reason why this would happen is because all these figures, through that entire era, pushed this one principal idea. This idea that the left is too afraid to debate. That the left is triggered, that they're snowflakes, that they care about feelings, not facts, and they can't debate. But then Destiny came along. Other people were doing debates too, but let's be honest, Destiny was like the biggest one. Destiny came along and started debating these people and blowing them the fuck out. And a lot of people fell out of that sphere of content creation simply because 1 or 2 debates brought up arguments that they just were like, oh my god, how did I not even realize how stupid this shit is, you know? Like, just like some basic arguments that a lot of younger people just wouldn't have the life experience to put together themselves, but once explained to them, it makes a lot of sense. And let's be real, Destiny's early right-wing debates were very good at this, like very, very good at this objectively. And so that started the beginning of a switch, where the left online was beginning to champion those that could one-on-one or one-on however many in a debate against a rhetorically effective media-trained conservative actually defend like left-wing beliefs and destroy conservative beliefs. The left began to champion this. This was early 2019, the first, I'd say, 3 months of 2019. We saw an explosion of progressive ideology being dominant online. Like, of all the times to be a lefty on the internet, 2019 and 2020, but notably early 2019, was probably the best. Insofar as, like, how generally progressive was the internet at that time. It really seemed like things were leaning more towards the left at that time. But you saw the rise of people like Vosh. I'm going to tell you guys a story about a very particular interaction I saw because it's the backstory behind those dishonest clips around Vosh that I feel like you guys should know because I'm friends with Vosh and I was there when this happened, so I might as well reiterate this to you guys. So this was around the time when me and Vosh had first become friends, and he was doing debates with random conservative figures, right? He was just getting into doing the hardcore debate stuff on his stream. And he went onto the kill stream. And he debated some Nazis on there. One of those Nazis was Flamenco, who is now the disgraced stalker, pedophile, lolicon, who is now a laughing stock to everybody, but at the time still had this sort of, internet character persona he had up that made him look like a real internet tough guy, or at least he'd want you to believe. And so he went on to that Killstream podcast, and he debated the Ralph Retort and a group of crazy fucking Nazis. One of them was drunk off his ass in Australian and just screaming the N-word every 5 minutes. They were all screaming the N-word constantly, and they were all getting blown the fuck out. Vosh was debating them very effectively. They were clearly not, ready. The right at the time just wasn't ready to deal with content creators like Destiny, Vosh, or anyone like that at the time. And so he was just kind of, making a fool of them the whole time. And then at one point, one of the Nazis says, "Oh, because you don't want to live near N-words," or something like that. Instead of saying the N-word like he had the entire time, he says N-words, which is weird for a Nazi to do. I don't know if his mom was in the room or something. So Vosh responds, you can just say, and then he says the N-word, and just looks at it with a straight face. And they go silent for a minute, and the whole chat blows up and everything. And he's since he posted his little paragraph below that was in this video, I drop an N-bomb, big one. I did this to show my interlocutors that their use of the N-word doesn't unsettle me, or whatever the fucking quote was. It's a copy pasta now. But his argument, I think, has some level of validity to it. I don't think if you're white, you should be saying the N-word that flagrantly at all. But of all cases, didn't Vosh regret it? Yeah, he regretted saying it there. But of all cases, to try to claim that someone's racist for using it in that case, that's evidence that they're racist, very dishonest. Very, very dishonest. When the reason he used it wasn't an argument against Nazis to make fun of their racism. Was it a gaffe? Did he gaffe? Yes, but come on. It's patently dishonest to try to claim he's a racist because of that. However, time goes by, Vosh did another debate with somebody named, what was his name? iHypocrite, thank you. He debated a loser neo-Nazi named iHypocrite, who's a Sargon of Akkad orbiter, alt-right type, great replacement sort of guy. He went on there and they ended up debating about incels for a large part of it, and Vosh wiped the floor with him. It was possibly one of the funniest debates Vosh has ever done because of how, incompetent iHypocrite was. And this ruined iHypocrite for a while. And during this time, there were, memes on Twitter where you would see these 4chan posts about right-wingers having mental breakdowns, about Vosh destroying conservatives in debates and how mad they are about popular conservative figures they idolize getting blown the fuck out by Vosh or Destiny in debates. And it's very clear the right is scared of this shift in left-wing advocacy. The left is actively indicating they are scared. Hell, there was that torrent of videos made by Sargon, Styx Hexenhammer, etc., where they all said, "We refuse to debate GriftTube." Vosh blew Sargon the fuck out, and Sargon made a video along with all of his friends where they say they refuse to debate breadtubers now. That is how effective this type of content was, and how scared conservative figures were about this type of content being allowed to exist, and having prominence, and catching ground, The guy that Anna talked to, Adam Friended, got blown out so hard by Vosh, it started my journey to leftism. Yeah, and they definitely, they've been covering Vosh pretty consistently since then. But here's the thing, though. iHypocrite, as well as the, Ralph Retort neo-Nazi podcast crew were so bitter about getting blown the fuck out, they wanted to take down Vosh. So I Hypocrite, and this is the origin of that clip, or of those clips, gets the clip of him saying the N-word, gets the clip of him seeming to defend child pornography. It's not what he's doing, but that's what the clip would have you believe if you watch the clip on its own. And he gets a clip of him saying the N-word during that, like, one video there. All three of those clips that we've seen. I Hypocrite, a neo-Nazi who lost a debate to Vosh, edits those together and posts them on Twitter, acting like a progressive who's calling out Vosh as a racist or, like, as a bigot. And the woke scolds on Twitter run with it. And since then, the idea... Oh, yeah, also reposted some clip from the Thought Slime Meltdown stream, as they call it, which you can call it the Thought Slime Meltdown stream, but looking back now, if any of you guys can find a mirror of that stream, I feel like a lot of you would rewatch that and be like, fuck. A lot of what he said here aged a lot better than, you know, it aged, like, well, you know? Like, he's not entirely wrong, bro. Like, his rant was basically the same shit that Keffels has said about tender queers. It's the same shit. But anyway, Nazi got really, really triggered, posted those clips, and the woke scolds ran with it. And since then, the woke scolds have done everything in their power to make sure that everybody knows that Vosh is a racist, pedophile, transphobic, Nazi, homophobic, you could go on forever, imperialist, whatever. Keffels is a racist. This comes from her defending the lady who wrote that, the white lady who wrote the noodle recipe book. For those who don't know, there was this drama where a white woman wrote a recipe book on how to make noodles, and the woke scold community on Twitter started harassing this woman. Because it's like, how are you as a white woman writing a recipe book on noodles? And so they started harassing her. And Keffels defended this woman, obviously. And that is where the Keffels is racist accusations started. Yep. Not kidding. Because she defended the lady who made the cookbook on noodles and dumplings. Saying, I think it's okay to be white and make a cookbook about noodles and dumplings. It's fine. And so that's where the Keffels is racist shit started. And from there, people just push the idea that you're racist or push the idea that you're this or that. And any defense of yourself that you do gets added onto the pile, right? So that other clip that he included where Vosh was breaking down the different aspects of the left and the different communities and circles, they'll use your defense of yourself against these lies and these misrepresentations as extra fuel into the fire to make you look bad, because they'll just clip that out of context. If you engage with them at all in a way that isn't, like, if you don't extremely carefully watch every word you say, they will make a response to you, and it'll just be dishonest clipping. But if you make a response to them that they can't do that to, they will crumble. I've gotten very good at it. It's why Noah Sampson literally had to take down his video for a month before bringing it back, because he had to wait for everybody to forget about it. It's why, like, it's why literally FD Signifier had to, like, throw a big crybaby hissy fit about medical issues from the stress of making his video. Like, they literally drop these videos, get the smallest amount of pushback, and then they play victim. They're crybullies every single time. I think it's that they know that what their audiences want to see above any leftist advocacy or destruction or deconstruction of conservatism or reactionary thought, they want to see the lefty that they like dunk on the lefties that they think are not morally pure enough. It's a plague in this community and in this political space. It really, really is.